Hey everyone, and welcome back. Today we're going to deep dive into something I think you're going to love.
Oh, yeah.
It's all about a new update for contacts in Microsoft Teams and Outlook.
Contacts.
Yeah, you know how it is? You got to manage contacts in both, and it's a pain.
Right.
So this is going to be a deep dive on a brand new blog post by Microsoft, all about a new unified contacts experience across Teams and Outlook. Yeah. So this is going to be good stuff.
Sounds like a big deal because contacts, they really are the core of so much of what we do in both of these apps.
Right, yeah.
Teams and Outlook. We use them all the time for reaching out and collaborating.
Right, yeah, and I'm always second guessing myself, like, okay, is this contact in Outlook or is it in Teams, you know?
Oh, I know exactly what you mean.
Yeah.
You always end up kind of like double checking, and then if you need to update something, like if someone changes their title or phone number, you're doing it in two places.
Ugh, it's the worst.
It's a huge time suck.
Yeah.
The blog post actually calls this out. They actually refer to these as like the twin problems.
Oh, really?
Yeah, context switching and duplicate effort. Think about it.
That's a perfect way to describe it.
Right. Like how much time do we all waste just bouncing between these different apps?
Way too much.
Or, fixing inconsistencies in your contacts.
Okay, but how does this new unified system actually solve these problems? Like, does it just magically merge everything?
Pretty much.
Really?
It's a single centralized contact list that lives in the cloud, and it's accessible from Teams and Outlook.
Oh, okay.
No more separate silos, no more double entry.
Wow.
And any change that you make is going to be reflected everywhere instantly, thanks to something called Microsoft Graph.
Microsoft Graph.
Yeah.
Fill me in, because I'm not sure I'm super familiar with that.
Yeah, so think of it as like the connective tissue of your whole Microsoft 365 world.
Okay.
It kind of links all your apps and data together.
Ah, I see.
So they can, talk to each other seamlessly. So when you update a contact in Outlook, that change is going to ripple out to Teams, Planner, To-Do, SharePoint, you name it.
So anywhere that contact info is important, it'll update there.
Exactly.
Wow.
Like I said, it's pretty magical.
That's powerful stuff. But what happens if I have, different phone numbers for someone in Teams versus Outlook? Does it just overwrite one? How does it handle that?
Actually, the system is smart enough to flag conflicts for you.
Oh, okay.
So let's say you have a colleague, you've got their mobile number in Teams, but in Outlook, you've got their work number.
Right.
The system is going to create a new contact with both numbers, and it'll tag it as Teams conflicts.
Ah, that's helpful.
And then you can go in and review those and decide which information to keep.
Okay, so it's not just blindly merging everything. It gives you that control to actually curate it.
Exactly.
Oh, that makes sense.
The blog post actually has this whole example with Megan from Contoso to really illustrate the benefits. But, I think even more helpful than that is to think about how this impacts your workflow. Like, imagine you're starting a project with colleagues from different departments.
Okay, yeah, I can picture that.
With this unified contact experience, you can instantly pull up everyone's details, like their roles, their expertise, are right from Teams. You don't even have to go into Outlook.
That's a real time saver right there.
Right. Yeah.
That kind of seamless access can make your projects just kick off so much more efficiently.
And, speaking of efficiency, what about all of those contacts I've painstakingly organized in Outlook? Will I lose my categories, my favorites, all of that?
You're not going to lose anything.
Oh, thank goodness. Because I've spent way too much time color-coding my contacts.
Well, don't worry. All of your existing contacts, along with their categories, favorites, any notes you've added, they're all going to carry over into this new system.
Okay, that's a huge relief.
It's all coming with you. Okay, so we've covered the basics, but I bet you're wondering, okay, but what does this actually mean for me?
Right.
So let's explore some of the cool features that will directly impact your workflow.
Yeah, and the best part is you don't have to do anything to activate any of this. It's all happening behind the scenes.
Wait, really? No settings to tweak, no buttons to press?
Nope, Microsoft's handling it all.
Wow.
Just think of it like a system upgrade that just makes things better without you having to lift a finger.
Okay, this is already sounding good to me, so give me the rundown. What are some of the standout features that I should be excited about?
Well, one of the coolest things is that for contacts within your organization, all of that information is automatically going to update as people change roles or departments.
So no more company-wide emails begging for updated contact info.
Exactly. It's a self-updating directory.
Oh, that's a win right there.
Always keeping everything in sync.
That's amazing. What else?
Okay, how about this? You can instantly add new contacts from the Calls tab in Teams.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so imagine you have a missed call from an unknown number. You can just quickly add them as a contact without even having to leave the app.
Wow, I'm already feeling more organized just thinking about it.
Right.
Yeah.
And that's just the beginning. I mean, this opens up so many possibilities for streamlining things, for being more productive.
Yeah, this is really cool.
We'll dive into some more of those possibilities a bit later. But first, let's talk about when you can expect to see this magic in action.
All right, so spill the beans. When does this contact utopia become a reality?
We'll get this.
Yeah.
The blog post that we're looking at right now is dated January 6th, 2025, which happens to be today.
Oh, wow. So this is breaking news.
Absolutely. The unified contacts experience is already live for all Outlook users as of today.
That's amazing.
And Teams users are going to start to see it roll out between now and April 30th, 2025. So by spring, we're all going to be basking in a world of contact harmony.
That's pretty cool. It's not often that we get to do a deep dive on something that is literally being rolled out as we're talking.
I know, right? It's exciting.
Yeah.
And the best part is you don't have to do anything. You or your IT admin, Microsoft's taking care of it all behind the scenes.
Okay, so let's talk big picture for a second. Why should our listeners actually care about this, you know? It seems like a pretty small change.
Well, if you're like me and you're using Teams and Outlook constantly, this is a huge deal.
Yeah, sure.
Like, we're talking about getting back all that wasted time. You know, those little frustrations that just add up throughout the day.
Oh, yeah?
And ultimately, we're all going to be more productive.
Yeah, I'm already feeling calmer just thinking about having all my contacts in one place up to date.
Right.
But it's even bigger than just personal productivity, right?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Think about team projects. You know, think about collaborating with external partners.
Right.
Having everyone working from that same accurate contact list. It just streamlines communication so much, you know?
Yeah, no more like emailing around trying to figure out who has the latest number for so-and-so. It's like we're finally getting a shared address book that actually works.
Exactly, finally.
But you know, this makes me think, is this all just about convenience? Or is there something bigger going on here?
That's a good question, and I think it points to this larger trend that we're seeing across Microsoft 365.
Oh.
It's not just about individual apps anymore. It's about this whole integrated ecosystem where everything works together smoothly.
So this unified contacts experience is kind of like a symbol of that.
Exactly. They're moving away from these siloed apps and toward this more connected and user-centric approach. And honestly, I think it's about time.
Yeah, I agree. It feels like Microsoft is actually listening to user feedback.
Yeah.
And making these changes that actually improve our workflow, you know, not just adding more features.
I agree.
Now, before we get too carried away with all the excitement, there's one little caveat I want to mention.
Okay.
Currently, this unified contacts experience is only for enterprise users.
Oh, right.
The blog post mentions it's not yet available for EDU or MSA users.
Okay, so if you're using Teams or Outlook with an education or personal Microsoft account,
Yeah.
you're going to have to wait a little bit longer for this feature.
Yeah, but I wouldn't be surprised if they roll it out to everyone eventually.
Yeah.
Just given all the benefits that we've talked about, it would make sense for Microsoft to, you know, extend this functionality to all the different types of users.
I think so too.
Hopefully they do. It would be great to see this level of integration as the standard everywhere.
Fingers crossed.
Yeah, I think it's a good sign of things to come.
Definitely.
It seems like Microsoft is really investing in creating a more unified and intuitive experience across all their products, which is great.
For sure.
Well, I'm excited to see how this all plays out, but let's shift gears a little bit and talk about some practical stuff.
Okay.
How can our listeners actually use this unified contacts experience to improve their workflow? Like, beyond just having a cleaner contact list, what can they really do with this?
Right. Now we're talking.
Yeah.
Now we get to the fun part. We can really start brainstorming here.
Okay, so hit me with it.
All right. Imagine you're onboarding a new team member.
Okay.
With this unified system, you could set up a whole welcome workflow.
Really?
Yeah. That automatically pulls their contact details from the company directory, adds them to the relevant Teams channels, sends them a welcome email, even adds a task to your to-do list to schedule that one-on-one meeting.
Wow. Okay, now that takes onboarding to a whole new level.
Right.
It's like having a personal assistant behind the scenes doing all the work for you.
I know, right?
That's awesome.
And that's just one idea. Think about sales teams. They could set up workflows that automatically log customer interactions, you know, update contact details based on email conversations, even trigger follow-up reminders based on changes in a contact status.
It's like we're going from 0 to 60 here.
It really is.
This really does open up a ton of possibilities for automating those, you know, tedious tasks that we all hate doing.
Totally. It's all about working smarter, not harder, right?
Right.
And this unified contact experience really gives you the tools to do that.
So to kind of wrap up this section, I want to leave our listeners with a little challenge.
Okay.
How can you use this new unified contact experience to actually transform your workflow?
Yeah, I love that.
Maybe it's automating a task or streamlining a process, or maybe just even reducing a bit of that daily stress, you know?
Yeah, whatever it is, I think we should all really embrace this change and explore all the possibilities here.
Yeah, I agree.
It might seem like a small update at first, but it has the potential to make a huge impact on how you work and collaborate.
Absolutely. Sometimes the seemingly minor changes are the ones that end up having the biggest effect on our productivity and even our well-being.
Couldn't agree more.
Yeah.
And as always, we encourage you to stay curious and keep looking for new ways to make technology work for you, not against you.
Well, there you have it, folks, the inside scoop on Microsoft's game-changing unified contacts experience.
That's right.
No more contact chaos, no more app hopping, just one streamlined list to keep you connected and productive. And we hope this deep dive has given you a really clear understanding of what this update actually means and spark some ideas for how you can use it.
That's right. Make it work for you.
Now, let's take a quick break, and when we come back, we'll continue our deep dives into this exciting new feature.
Sounds good.
All right, we'll be right back.
Okay, so picture this. You're onboarding a new team member.
Dude, I am picturing it.
And with this unified system, you could actually, create a whole welcome workflow that automatically pulls the new hire's contact details from your directory,
Oh, okay.
adds them to all the right Teams channels,
Wow.
sends a welcome email, maybe even, adds a task to your to-do list to schedule a one-on-one.
That's next level.
Right.
Yeah, that's like having a personal assistant working behind the scenes.
I know, right? It's pretty amazing.
Yeah.
And that's just one example. I mean, think about sales teams. They could set up workflows to automatically log customer interactions or, update contact details based on email conversations.
Right.
Maybe even trigger follow-up reminders if, a contact status changes.
It's like we're going from 0 to 60 here with all these possibilities.
Yeah, this really does open up a ton of possibilities for, automating those tedious tasks.
Right. The stuff that nobody wants to do.
Exactly. Working smarter, not harder.
Working smarter, not harder. That's the name of the game.
That's it. And this unified contact experience is giving you the tools to do just that.
So I want to leave our listeners with a challenge.
Okay.
How can you use this new unified contact experience to actually transform the way that you work?
I love that.
Maybe it's automating a task, streamlining a process. Maybe it's just reducing a bit of that daily stress. Who knows?
It could be so many things.
Right.
I think the important thing is to just embrace this change and explore the possibilities,
Yeah.
It might seem like a small update, but it really could make a huge impact on how you work and collaborate with others.
Absolutely. Sometimes those seemingly minor changes end up having the most profound impact on our productivity and, like I said, even our well-being.
Couldn't agree more.
Yeah. And as always, we want to encourage you to stay curious and keep looking for new ways to make technology work for you, not against you.
That's the goal.
Well, there you have it, folks. A deep dive into Microsoft's game-changing unified contacts experience.
Bye-bye, contact chaos.
No more contact chaos, no more jumping between apps, just one streamlined list to keep you connected and productive.
Love it.
We hope this deep dive has given you a clear understanding of what this update means and sparked some ideas for how you can use it to your advantage.
Yeah, make it work for you.
That's it for today, folks. Thanks for joining us.
See you next time. Okay, so imagine, like you said, you're a sales team. So you could use this new unified contacts to set up workflows that automatically log all your customer interactions.
Oh, wow.
Or, even update contact details, straight from your email conversation.
Oh, that would be so helpful.
Right. No more manual entry. And you could even set it up to trigger those follow-up reminders, based on if a contact status changes.
Oh, yeah, like if they're no longer, the decision maker or something.
Exactly, yeah.
So this is really, like you said, opening up a ton of possibilities for automating stuff.
I know, right?
Getting rid of all those tedious little tasks that just eat up our time.
Working smarter, not harder, remember?
Right, that's the goal.
And this unified contact experience is really giving us the power to do that.
So to wrap up this whole deep dive, I want to leave our listeners with a challenge.
Okay, I'm listening.
How can you use this new unified contacts experience to actually transform the way you work? Maybe it's like we've been talking about automating a task or streamlining a process. Maybe it's just taking a little bit of stress out of your day.
I love that.
Whatever it is, I think the key here is to really just embrace this change and explore all the possibilities.
Yeah. Dive in, get your hands dirty, see what you can do.
Right, because, it might seem like a small update on the surface,
Yeah.
but I really think it has the potential to make a big difference in how we all work and collaborate.
Couldn't agree more.
Absolutely.
Sometimes it's those little things,
Right, yeah.
those seemingly small changes that actually have the biggest impact on our productivity and, even our well-being.
I think you're right.
And as always, we just want to encourage everyone to stay curious, keep experimenting, keep finding those new ways to make technology work for you, not against you.
Absolutely well said.
So what do you say? Are we ready to wrap this up?
I think so.
All right. Well, there you have it, folks. A deep dive into the future of contacts in Microsoft Teams and Outlook.
The future is now.
That's right. The future is here. No more contact chaos. No more app hopping. Just one beautiful, streamlined list to keep you connected and productive.
I love it.
And hopefully this deep dive has given you all a clear understanding of what this update really means and how you can really, truly use it to your advantage.
I think so. I think we covered a lot of ground.
We did.
And like always, we want to hear from you.
Yeah.
Tell us what you think about this new feature. Are you excited about it? Are you already using it?
Yeah. Let us know.
Head over to our website, leave a comment, join the conversation. We really want to hear your thoughts.
Absolutely.
And with that, that's it for this episode of The Deep Dive.
See you.
We'll catch you all next time.